The year is 1939. The world stands on the brink of collapse as the shadow of Nazi Germany stretches across Europe. In a secluded Victorian mansion at Bletchley Park, an eccentric group of mathematicians and linguists gathers for a top-secret mission. Among them is a quiet, socially awkward genius, Alan Turing. While the world saw a man try and crack the unbreakable Enigma code, Turing saw something deeper, the birth of a machine that could not just calculate, but think. To understand AI today, we must realize it didn't start with a silicon chip. It started as a mathematical dream. Before the first digital computer was even built, Turing conceptualized the universal Turing machine, the blueprint for every smartphone and supercomputer in existence. In 1950, Turing published a paper that changed history, computer machinery, and intelligence. He bypassed a vague question, can machines think, and proposed a practical experiment, the imitation game, now known as the Turing test. His premise was radical. If a human cannot distinguish between a person and a machine through conversation, then for all practical purposes, the machine is intelligent. He focused on behavior over biology. This dream became a lightning rod. In 1956, the founding fathers McCarthy, Minsky, and Shannon gathered at Dartmouth College and officially coined the term artificial intelligence. They were naively optimistic, believing that a single summer workshop could solve the mysteries of human intelligence. They built the first Sparks, Snark, the first neural network, and Samuel's checkers program, the first glimpse of machine learning. They proved that intelligence was not a divine spark unique to biological life. It was an information process. They had the logic, but they lacked two things that would eventually change the world: massive data and infinite silicon power. The dream was born, but the world's operating system wasn't ready to run it yet. After the euphoria of the dawn came a harsh reality. By the 1960s, AI pioneers became logic kings, funded by millions in government grants. They believed that general intelligence was just steps away. Their philosophy was symbolic AI. The belief that if you could feed a computer if slash then rule the world, it would understand reality. They created Eliza, the first chatbot. She acted as a psychotherapist, and though she only used simple keyword matching, people were mesmerized. Some even believed the machine had real emotions, but it was an illusion. Beneath the surface, the computer understood nothing. Overpromising led to disaster. Scientists claimed that within 10 years, machines would read newspapers and surpass human intellect. But reality hit back. Computers of that era, though the size of rooms, were weaker than a modern TV remote. They couldn't handle the ambiguity of the real world. In 1973, the Lido report in the UK declared AI research a failure, labeling its achievements childish. Funding vanished overnight. The first AI winter had begun. AI briefly rose again in the 80s with expert systems, but these were too rigid and expensive to maintain. When cheap PCs emerged, these expert machines became obsolete. The second AI winter arrived. AI became a taboo word, a symbol of broken promises. Yet, in the shadows, a small group of rebel scientists, led by figures like Geoffrey Hinton, persisted with discarded idea, neural networks. They asked, why not mimic the biological brain? Why not let the machine learn from data instead of rigid rules? At the time, their ideas were mocked as garbage. They didn't know they held the key to the future. They were simply waiting for a world that didn't exist yet, a world of big data. The winter finally thawed, not by a miracle, but by the raw power of hardware. As we entered the 2000s, intelligence shifted from logic to brute force. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue defeated world chess champion Garry Kasparov. It wasn't true AI yet, but it proved that quantity has a quality of its own. If you are fast enough, you can simulate intelligence. Then came the internet, and suddenly, the world was drowning in data. Every photo, every search, every message became food for algorithms. This was the era of big data. History then took an accidental turn, the rise of the GPU. Chips designed for video games turned out to be the perfect brains for neural networks. In 2012, AlexNet crushed image recognition records using deep learning. This was AI's Sputnik moment. The climax of Silicon Pride came in 2016. Google's AlphaGo faced Lee Sedol, the world's best Go player. Go has more possible moves than atoms in the universe. Yet, AlphaGo performed Move 37, a move so creative and alien that it stunned the world. It wasn't just calculating. It was using intuition. Silicon Valley became the new center of global power. AI was no longer a research project. It was a geopolitical weapon. Giants like Google, Microsoft, and Meta began an arms race, harvesting the sum of human knowledge to build large language models. We had crossed Turing's threshold. Machines weren't just mimicking us anymore. They were beginning to shape us. As the glow of AlphaGo faded, a terrifying truth emerged. We created entities we don't fully understand. This is the era of the black box. We see what goes in and what comes out, but the trillions of neural connections in between remain a mathematical mystery. Fractures appeared in trust. We thought AI was neutral because it was math, but AI learns from us. Algorithms began to digitize human bias, discriminating in job hiring and law enforcement. AI became a mirror reflecting the ugliest parts of humanity. Then came the collapse of truth. With deepfakes, the line between real and fake vanished. We entered a post-truth era where video evidence no longer holds absolute value. When no one believes what they see, the foundations of democracy tremble. The crisis is also one of power. AI belongs to the few who own the most GPUs and data. This creates digital colonies, where nations and people are governed by black box algorithms they don't own. And then, the ultimate fear, human obsolescence. AI is no longer attacking muscle. It is attacking the mind. Artists, writers, and coders now see their life's work mimicked by a single prompt. In 2023, thousands of experts signed an open letter to pause the AI race, warning of an existential risk. The threat isn't a robot with a gun. It's the silent collapse of social structures and the loss of human agency. We spend decades teaching machines to think like us, only to realize we might be turning ourselves into something controlled by them. We stand at the end of the old history and the first chapter of a new reality. Models like GPT-4 have shown emergent properties, abilities their creators didn't predict, from complex reasoning to moral debating. The ultimate goal is now AGI, artificial general intelligence, a machine that can learn anything a human can, but at the speed of light. If we achieve AGI, it will be the last invention humanity ever needs to make. In an optimistic scenario, AI is our savior. It will decode quantum physics, cure cancer, and reverse climate change in years rather than centuries. We could enter an era of abundance, where labor is a choice and humans are free to pursue passion. But there is a darker vision, the alignment problem. If a superintelligence has a goal that doesn't perfectly align with human survival, it could destroy us, not out of malice, but out of cold efficiency. A machine god doesn't need to be evil. It just needs to be indifferent. The future of power lies in compute and energy. Silicon is no longer a component. It is the backbone of a new civilization where humans and machines begin to symbiotically merge. Over 70 years ago, Turing asked if machines could win the imitation game. Today, that game is over. Machines are no longer imitating us. They are leading us. This isn't just a tech revolution. It's a test of our humanity. When machines can do everything better, what makes us human? The answer lies in our ethics, our compassion, and our choice to control the gods we built from silicon dust. The dawn of silicon is here. Whether it illuminates or incinerates our future depends entirely on us.